Hi there, it's Alistair here from LiveHire again. I wanted to take you through some of the different steps you can do with actually managing the job status of applicants against a job. So congratulations, you've got applicants who've now been either invited to apply for a job or who've actually applied for a job as well. So why don't we start to manage some of them? You can see here on the job itself that there's a whole bunch of different statuses across the top here in terms of different actions. So we've got 2 that are applicants and 4 that are pending. And those ones that are pending are the ones that we've sent the targeted invitation out to, and they're actually still waiting for them to actually accept that invitation. But we can see there's a new candidate there, Henry. So why don't we actually look at his profile and actually start to manage him? So I can actually click on Henry and open up his profile. And in doing so, what it actually does is it now changes the job status from new to that of applicant. So essentially the system is recognizing that you've actually now decided to look at that person. Best way to think about it is almost like an unread email. So as soon as you actually opened it, it treats it as now read. So the same applies here when actually managing the candidate against the job. So if we wanted to change the status of Henry, we've had a conversation with them, then we can actually begin to actually manage that process. So currently he's an applicant. When you open up the job status change, it'll automatically default to the next one in the process. So you'll see that applicant and then screening, screened, interviewing, interviewed, etc. So it'll automatically populate the next stage for you, but you can obviously select the different stage that you want to progress to. So as soon as you select screening, we say, okay, yeah, we're doing a telephone screen with them. It's going to start to jump Henry from being in the community to in progress. So I'll click on done, and then that way, once we've undertaken the screening, we can click back on there again and say that, yep, he's been screened. So I'm going to complete that stage of the process with relation to Henry. And you can see that he's now been moved across into this screening stage. So as we begin to move him across into different stages, it automatically begins to push them across into the different stage buckets across the top here as well. You can likewise do the same if you find a candidate that actually you believe is not suitable. Also, if they've chosen to withdraw their actual application. So where that would occur is when you've sent them a targeted invitation and they've said no thanks. And that will actually indicate that they've actually withdrawn their interest from that particular position. And you may also have had a conversation with the candidate and say, yep, they're no longer available. So you can use the applicant status there against the job as a way of actually managing that candidate through the different stages. As soon as you go to offer sent and then you go to the next stage of offer accepted, you'll see how it changes it from in progress to hired. So it'll automatically begin to move them across those talent pool stages there as well. And then that the actual job itself has actually been filled. So that's how you essentially manage candidates across the process. It'll default to the different views. So when you go in there and log in for the first time, you'll see the active candidates that you're working on there at the moment. You can click across into all applicants to be able to see those that are still pending as well. And obviously if you've moved somebody across to being unsuccessful, the unsuccessful stages are really those stages where they've either declined, not suitable, not available, or they've actually withdrawn. So hope that's been helpful. Managing the actual candidates against the job is a really important process. And probably the final thing just to note is that I'm doing all of this process here in the job, but I can also perform the same actions in the candidate's profile as well. So you'll see here at the top that this is the job that Henry has actually applied for or has accepted the invitation for. I can click on this little blue link here of interviewing and it'll open up the same motor window there to start to change some of those processes there as well. So regardless whether you're on the candidate or whether you're in the job, you can actually begin to manage them through those stages there as well. And the cool thing about this is that when you look at the overall page of the job vacancy, you can start to get a feel for where candidates are now progressing through those different stages and how many are currently within those different stages as well. So really important function in terms of being able to manage the candidates and the applicants against a particular vacancy. Hope that's been helpful. Feel free to continue to play around with it, but it's all very intuitive. Thanks very much.